Rumors are that allegedly it was Porsha's family who saved her from her marriage to Simon. What's going on? I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. If you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly it was Porsha's family who saved her from her marriage to Simon. What's going on? I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Porsha had her family to thank for saving her from her disastrous marriage to Simon. The source said, allegedly things between Porsha and Simon were getting so bad that Porsha's family staged an intervention to get her to leave him. They never liked or trusted him, continued the source. At first, much like Porsha, they thought that she had hit the jackpot with an African billionaire, but that was far from the case. The first breaks for the family were when they found out that Porsha had to use her own money to help pay for the wedding. They couldn't believe it, said the source. Then the earlier reports of Simon being an alleged scammer by past wives, girlfriends, and business associates didn't help his case at all. Allegedly, Porsha's ex-fiancé Dennis was ultimately the one who convinced Porsha to leave, and that he warned her that staying with Simon could jeopardize her and Pilar's financial future. Issues with Simon's citizenship and financial records were becoming too much for Porsha, and to top it off, with the alleged infidelity, Porsha knew that she had to break it off and fast. Now, kinfolk, this is some new information that's coming out around the impending divorce of Porsha and Simon and all the drama that's surrounding it. So to hop right into this rumor is one part of it that I can see is actually being factual, and it has to do with Dennis, and it's this. You know, Dennis is a businessman, and he's a veteran business owner in Atlanta. And having opened up many businesses and knowing how they work, he probably realized that a lot of the things that Simon was claiming about himself being a multi-millionaire, billionaire businessman probably didn't line up. And with Dennis having all this experience with running his own empire in Atlanta, he knew that there are just certain things that have to add up in order to make all these big claims that Simon and his associates were making about him and his success work. And so when he probably started putting two and two together, I could actually see him advising Porsha like, hey, you need to watch out. You need to keep your funds separate. You need to keep your businesses separate from anything that Simon may be doing. Now, this is just me speculating, simply off the fact that, Dennis is very successful at what he does, and Porsha is the mother of his daughter. So he's going to always want her to be good, and he's going to probably always be looking out for her, no matter how their relationship is at the moment. So with that, I do feel like Dennis probably did insert himself just a little to keep Porsha on the up and up, to make sure that all of her financial businesses and all her financial records were being safe and away from any joint accounts that she may have been sharing with Simon, or at least making sure that Simon didn't have any access to those accounts to make sure she was good in case, Simon's house of cards ever failed. Now, the other part of this rumor, I think, has to do with a family member. And I really do believe that this family member also has to be credited with, I think, helping Porsha see what's real and what wasn't in her marriage to Simon. And it's this person. Miss Diane cannot be overlooked in this drama. She can't be, because I think Miss Diane has a lot of experience when it comes to dealing with men and the things that they say they're going to do, or the things they say they can provide and not actually following through. Not to get into like a bunch of details with her and with Miss Diane and Porsha's father, I think that's experience in a nutshell pretty much put her in a different frame of mind and it's probably taught her, it probably enforced her or made her to teach Porsha that you have to have your own. You have to be able to fall back into your own personal safety net, whether it's financial, whether it's with shelter, with a house. You have to be able to fall back and fall into your own and be able to live comfortable outside of having a man or a husband in your life. So I do feel like Miss Diane probably did put Porsha on the up and up when it came to that. And I think that's why Porsha did not sell a house. She just let her mom move into it, which was a very, very smart move. And I think Miss Diane probably was Porsha's, guardian angel when she was in her marriage to Simon. I'm pretty much sure that Porsha leaned on her mother a lot, especially when it came to like the rumors of infidelity. And I'm pretty much sure Porsha looked to her mother for a lot of sound advice because they really do have this very close relationship. So I can definitely see Miss Diane stepping in and kind of saving the day and kind of saving Porsha from herself. Porsha does get blinded by all the glitter and the gold of a relationship and a man with, money or even alleged money. So I think Miss Diane pretty much knows her daughter and was able to be proactive instead of reactive in this divorce situation. Now, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor, I think has a lot to do with Porsha and her motivation to stay with Simon. Because let's face it, this is not the first time we heard of Simon not being faithful to Porsha even before they were married and while they were married. And I think one of the main reasons why Porsha stayed was this. I think Porsha stayed for so long because of, quite naturally, whatever money Simon did have. Now, people are saying Simon may not be a billionaire, Simon may not even be like a multi-millionaire, but a lot of people do believe that he has millions in the bank in liquid on-hand cash. And Porsha, knowing this, I do feel like Porsha was like, I could stay in this situation, benefit from it, save my money, even use some of his money to invest, and just thinking how I feel like Porsha thinks. And I feel like she said, and do it in the lap of luxury without having to break the bank. So I do think that Simon lavishing her with all these gifts and all these trips really did play a factor in her staying for as long as she did, especially when the infidelity rumors started to really run rapid in the Atlanta streets. Now, kinfolk, that's not to say that Porsha probably was ultimately too blind to everything that was going on, because I don't think she was. I mean, she may had been a victim to a certain extent, but I definitely do think that Porsha was a smart victim in her marriage and relationship to Simon. So, and I also feel like that's kind of why Simon may feel like he was played by Porsha, because at the end of the day, he's probably realizing, looking back at it, Porsha probably benefited more from the marriage than he did. Or he could be upset that he didn't get his hands on much of Porsha's money or assets that he probably wanted to, and he ultimately felt played by that. Now, kinfolk, the last part of this rumor that I think that we all can agree on, and and I think we all can agree on it because we all saw it play right in front of our eyes, and is this. After watching Porsha's spinoff of Porsha Family Matters, I think we all can agree that things were never really too, I guess you can say, comfortable or sweet when it came to Porsha, her family, and Simon. I think they put on a brave, cordial front for Porsha and for the cameras. But you can see that it's something about their relationship with Simon that was kind of timid. It's like they didn't open themselves up to fully embrace him or to fully, understand who he was as a person. Because I really do feel like at the end of the day, they simply did not trust him. I think it was the age gap. I think them knowing Porsha and knowing her little trappings and what you can get to trap Porsha in a relationship, in a marriage, they probably felt like him being older, he could exploit that. And I really feel like they had their good eye and their best eye on Simon. And throughout the entire process of their of Porsha's spinoff, you really didn't see Simon interacting that much with her family, which is also telling as well. Simon could have very well felt uncomfortable in thinking that, hey, they might see right through me. Because it's easy to fool Porsha with all the trappings of grandeur and luxury and labels, but it's kind of hard to do that with her family, especially her older aunts and cousins. So looking back at that Porsha spinoff, I think we all can agree that her marriage to Simon probably at the end of the day was not going to last in the eyes of her family. And I do feel like in thinking they knew that, they were really able to step in and help save Porsha from herself. Now, kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Of course, this is all rumors and speculation and alleged information, But however, do you think that Porsha's family, mainly her mother and Dennis, played a very important role in her finally leaving her marriage to Simon? Or do you think Porsha came to that conclusion on her own? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, Kim Folk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.